I'm here today to honor Senator David Pryor, a lifelong advocate for Arkansas, who passed away on April 20th at the age of 89. Senator Pryor was a tremendous public servant who dedicated his life making Arkansas better. His trademark motto, "Arkansas comes first," wasn't only a sign on his desk, it was a mission he pursued relentlessly, with passion and a formidable intellect. Senator Pryor represented Arkansas in this chamber for 3 terms, but public service at any level was something he learned from the example of his family. His father and grandfather were both sheriffs, and his mother was the first Arkansas woman to run for elected office. That was a good foundation to start from, and the unique skills he possessed to persuade and lead were tools he effectively used throughout his career. Those who worked with him described him as genuine and fair, and were in awe of his ability to make real, meaningful connections, whether on the floor of the Senate with colleagues from across the aisle or the folks in small Arkansas towns. Every interaction with David Pryor conveyed that he cared and that he wanted to help. That posture certainly worked to his advantage over decades in public life. Voters elected Pryor to the state legislature in 1960, and in subsequent years, they trusted him to be their U.S. congressman, governor, and U.S. senator. It wasn't holding elected office that made him remarkable. It was his honesty and hard work that demonstrated to Arkansans that he was trustworthy. In the Senate, he was a well-respected legislator who advocated for seniors as chairman of the Senate Special Committee on Aging, where he focused on prescription drug pricing and the prevention of nursing home abuse. He championed the Taxpayer Bill of Rights to protect the hard-earned money of Arkansans and all Americans. He also served as a Senate liaison between the Senate and the White House when another former Arkansas governor, Bill Clinton, was president. When Senator Pryor left elected office in 1997, he didn't slow down. His commitment to civic engagement and the well-being of Arkansas never faded as he took on a number of roles, including as the Fulbright Distinguished Fellow of Law and Public Affairs in the University of Arkansas, and then also University of Arkansas System trustee and founding dean of the Clinton School of Public Service. David Pryor was an avid storyteller who relished any occasion to teach a memorable lesson or simply reminisce. It's fitting that he's still helping tell that story, the story of Arkansas and its citizens, by establishing the David and Barbara Pryor Center for Arkansas Oral and Visual History. I will always appreciate the example he set, even from afar. He was a great role model for me and so many other Arkansans as we were growing up. I first met David Pryor after I was elected to serve the people of the 3rd District of Arkansas. He was a true Southern gentleman who reached across the aisle and offered his assistance to help me navigate Washington. He understood the importance of working together and was willing to share his wisdom with anybody because it was another opportunity to support our state. He also passed the drive to public service down to his children. I was honored to serve along his son Mark, and know that we are immensely proud of the Pryor family. Senator Pryor leaves behind a legacy of public service rich with accomplishments that made a difference in the lives of Arkansans and people all across our country. He modeled statesmanship and stewardship so incredibly. We celebrate everything he represented in serving the people of Arkansas. I yield to my friend from Arkansas and colleague, Senator Cotton.
Thank you, Senator Boozman. I join with Senator Boozman to honor former Senator David Pryor, a great Arkansan, statesman, and dedicated public servant. David Pryor first entered public office in the Arkansas State House of Representatives when he was only 26 years old. Not even 6 years later, his fellow Arkansans elected him to the Congress, where he served in the House for 6 years. In 1972, he narrowly lost a race for Senate against a longtime Democratic incumbent, having pushed the race into a runoff. but the grace and magnanimity he showed in defeat that year led him directly to victory 2 years later when he was elected governor in 1974. And then after 2 successful terms in the governor's mansion, he was elected to this body in 1978. He served here with distinction for 18 years. Over the course of this storied political career, David Pryor won an impressive 12 elections and served the people in public office for more than 30 years. He was a reformer who opposed segregationist policies of his own party, championed the interest of seniors and farmers, and was respected by friend and foe alike. He fought for better conditions in our nursing homes, lower prescription drug prices for our sick, and the Taxpayer Bill of Rights to give relief to the average American. He led Arkansas through recession and recovery and left an enduring legacy on our state government. And throughout his time in political office, he kept a plaque on his desk with 3 simple words: Arkansas comes first, an example that continues to inspire me and Senator Boozman and all of those who serve the natural state. After leaving the Senate, he didn't just retire or fade quietly away or tend to his own private affairs. Rather, he continued to serve others. He supported the University of Arkansas. He established the David and Barbara Pryor Center for Arkansas Oral and Visual History, and he contributed to a series of academic and humanitarian ventures. David Pryor leaves behind a loving family, including his wife Barbara, 66 years, 3 sons, including Mark, who also served in the Senate for 12 years, and 2 sisters. My prayers and the prayers of so many Arkansans are with the whole Pryor family during this moment of their grief. But David Pryor also leaves behind a grateful state. When he retired from the Senate, he said, "Arkansas owes me nothing, and I owe Arkansas everything." I would submit that's not quite right. Our state does owe David Pryor quite a bit. It owes him a debt of gratitude for a life well lived, committed to public service and inspiring so many others. He fought for what he believed would make Arkansas better. And for that, we will remember the life and legacy of David Pryor with fondness, respect, and gratitude. Thank you.